Well, it's been a few days since I could work on the boat. I finished gluing the deck on, filled all the gaps at the sides, taken the wires out and all the tape, and have scraped down the top surface of the deck and sanded it round. It looks pretty good. Now I'm working on where the deck joins the shear line of the boat, with the hope that I can get this to look good as well. It's not as easy as it would seem because the way the deck actually joins the boat, sometimes the deck, getting the edges to mesh neatly so that you can round them the way the instructions ask is not quite as easy as it might seem. In some cases the edges come together just perfectly. In other cases the top, the deck will overlap a little bit, not much, fractions of an inch, and in other times the shear line of the boat is a little higher than the deck, and so you have to work at rounding these out. I'll show you what this looks like here. You know, here's the deck line. The bow actually stuck over by, I don't know, a fraction of an inch, and after fiddling with it for a while I just sawed it flush. I've you know, here the deck line, or the deck line is a little wider than the boat, and I've worked at that. I'm probably going to have to work at it some more. Here they're about where they ought to be. Here the side of the boat begins to come out a little bit more. And I get down here, and the side of the boat, as you can see, is out more than the deck, and so in order to get the rounding I've got to actually work on this. I've been using 3 tools to do this with. One is my cabinet scraper, which takes down the excess fiberglass. The second tool is my wood file. That's the one I'm using predominantly along here. And then finally I finish up with this, the sanding block. Well, I've finished sanding the shear edge, filing and sanding, and getting the extra epoxy off and rounding the edge so that the cloth will lay flat when I put it on, and that's my next step, is putting on the cloth. But I'll give you a quick look at what this looks like. Looks really nice, actually. Here's the whole length of the boat, from the bow to the stern. Decks are all nicely rounded. Edges are rounded. Bow is been fixed. Got a little void here, which we'll take care of when we glass. It's been actually a pretty hard job doing this. This is the seam that is still the roughest, but it's the hardest to get to because of where it lies. But you can see how the seam has come together. Ends are rounded, ready to glass.